And you have come so far. Well then, hopefully you know by now more than you did before, but now I'm going to teach something that most don't know to begin with, or at least most beginners don't know to begin with. In fact, I just learned how to do it myself. This is called storyboarding. Most people ignore the second tab altogether, timing, song setup, that's useful, but I didn't know how to use design until just recently. Now, this is called storyboarding. Now, before, I'm sure you've all seen, like, say, I don't know, a pulsating background, or in some rare cases, something that changes depending on, pass or fail. Like if you're missing something, something happens, stuff like that. That is called storyboarding. So that's what I'm going to teach you how to do, albeit something very easy that I can do because I'm not very good at it myself. In fact, this will be my second time storyboarding. Okie dokie. So let's start a little before the beginning. Go to my sprite library. This is everything that's in, here. So let me show you first the preliminaries. Not the here. Actually, this, no, it's here. Alright, so when you're making a storyboard, it's a good idea to put everything into a, SB or a storyboard folder, everything you intend to use in your storyboard. Now, what I intend to do to begin is cover up my entire background. So the first thing I'll need to do is set a new background. Here. So it's not letting me see it. Anyway, this goes here. And since it's not letting me see it, what I'll do is I'll click test and that'll force it to pop up. Timing, design, alright. Let's go here. And it's still not letting me see it. Ah, there it is. Anyway, now what you want to do is scale, or, press the keyframe control, which will create a tab here. Well, I'll put an arrow there. And then you'll want to click scale and click the plus button to add another keyframe under scale, and then then I suppose I should just keep my mouse on for this one. You have to move up or down to change the effects of the effects. Now that I've got my background covering, where I want it to go to is, well, let's see. I only intend to make the normal mode go to the books, so alright, so this is where I'll have my storyboard end. So now you'll see this red line. I can use these to move between them. So this red line represents, the storyboard and the scale. And since the scale doesn't change, it won't change. But if I change it to, say, this over time, it'll move as we move across the beat map. See? It slowly changes scale until we reach that last point. In this case, I just want it to stay the same, so I'll just leave it there, and it'll stay the same size for the entire beat map. Or, alternatively, I could just not put a line there to begin with, and I could just go with what I intended to. So this is the backest of my backgrounds, I guess. Also, be sure not to delete these lines, move, or scale, because they make sure that it stays there on the map. Like if I say move and it would start somewhere else, or you just don't move them. And I don't intend to use fade or rotate, so let's move on to this. Actually, I will need to use fade because I need to get all of these sprites in order. What I want to do is completely recreate my background so that I can affect it like a normal background. Let's see, so I'll need to move back to the sideboard for day and fade it so that I can see my background so that I can move Aught in place. Oops. Move. This takes a bit of finesse, get things right. Doesn't need to be perfect, just close. A little smaller. A little smaller. And just a tiny bit smaller. And now aught's in place. Oh no, a little bit off scale. I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to this, but you can sort of ignore that, hopefully. Alright, aught's in place. Now, the next thing, I'm going to want to move the Radiant Historia logo in place. Same as before. You'll also want to note that if you see these two, they will, depending on the order they're in, if say aught was over Radiant Historia, the one at the top would be behind the ones at the bottom. That was a bit, I better answer that. Da-da-da, hey yo. Nope. I'm recording. Nope, I'm recording. Alright then. So let's move this in place. Scale it down. And I think that, no. Oops. You'll see if you click on the background accidentally, you will activate it. But don't worry, you can press Ctrl-Z to undo whatever it is you did. So let's see, scale. Yeah, I think that's the closest we're gonna get. Alright, let's fade you back in. Nope, almost forgot. Need to put in one more important thing. The greenery. Scale that. This one's not too hard, because I just have to get it, to approximately the same size as the background. Actually, I shouldn't have any trouble getting it to the exact size of the background. Just need to get it in place. And perfect. Or so. Now I'll just move the greenery to the background, because I intend to have it there. The background will always be behind the foreground. So let's see. Now I'll turn day back on, as weird as that sounds. Now what I need to do is make sure that none of these disappear. So what I'll do is I'll take fade, because I intend to have them possibly fade out at some point. Actually, no, I could just use scale or just move. Just have them not move. Here we go. Actually, I intend to fade them out, so I could use fade. Oop. At the end. Aught. Now move that back. Yeah, storyboarding takes a bit of time. Alright. And keyframe. Title. And keyframe. And the same with greenery. Huh. Now I run into errors like this all the time, because I'm completely new at this as well. So let's see. So where does it go? Must fade out. It fades out with this. And it doesn't seem like it's letting me make it go up. This is the sort of stuff I hate when I run around with these. Usually I find that if you close it or just test it or something, the thing will fix itself. Sometimes it doesn't, and that really bugs me, because I can't figure it out. Is there perhaps another time or another place? I have an idea. There we go. Since I intend to have it fade out anyway, I'll do the same with all of these. That way they'll all fade out simultaneously. Hopefully you're getting the gist of it by now. It's nothing too special, it's nothing too amazing, but it is what it is. Day... Actually, I could just have that disappear because it's exactly the same. Greenery, odd, title. Huh. Why is the title... Oh, I must not have put a keyframe to begin with. Silly me. And there we go. Move over here. Yeah, things are confusing for me. For some reason, this keyframe is not disappearing, and that is bugging me. Oh well, whatever. Then I'll get rid of this one. And now it fades out with everything else. Now I need to add them clouds. Almost forgot about those. They're important. So yeah, you get the general idea of that. Fade. Sprite library. Cloud 1. Move. Doo-doop. Actually, I could just have it here, you know. You'll see what I intend to do with the clouds. Sprite library. Here. Alright then. So now I can make day move again. Scale, fade. Fade, that was it. Now what I intend to do with cloud 1 is move that to the background. Cloud 2 into the background. Oh no, don't want it behind day. And then, over the course of the end and everything, I'll have them move. Alright then. And now they move as the beat map continues. See? Nothing too difficult. See the moving clouds? Isn't it interesting? Now, One last thing. I wanted to have this fade in and out. So I'll put it behind, in front of day, but behind the clouds. So let's scale this to time. No, I want it behind day. And then we gotta take it here. Confusing stuff, no? Or maybe I'm just stupid. Anyway, beginning, day. Let's go back to the beginning so that we can set a correct keyframe. And then go to night. Night sky. Put that behind day. And then we'll scale it. Oops, that's not what I intended. Oh my, where did everything go? Oh, ha, silly me. This is what I dislike about storyboarding, when everything disappears and doesn't tell you why. So, now that we have everything in motion, let's get back to the night sky. And we'll just have the night sky as a continuous thing. So I'll get to the end of the beat map. Move on to the end. Where is the end of the storyboard? And there it is. Somewhat or other. So it's and that's where we want it to end. Also, we'll have day fade out there. Just like everything else. But I'll have it fade last. And night will have to do the same. Let's go to the end of scale. Fade. See, setting keyframes isn't too hard. Actually, all things considered, I should probably have it fade out so that the transition is clean. Now it fades out here. I should have the clouds fade out as well. So you get the gist of storyboarding. It's not too difficult. Cloud 2. Now everything fades out simultaneously. See? Nothing too difficult. Now what I want to do is have day fade out with the song. So at certain portions of the song it becomes night. First I gotta choose where, because I know I wanted to do this, but I didn't have a set idea or set place in mind. You know, I could have this as nighttime. So if I do that, it'll slowly fade to night. Let's see how that looks. A bit of lag. I don't like the gradual fade, so let's go for a quicker fade. Let's start here. Fade. There. Now it'll only start fading here. It's a quicker fade, but the fade doesn't start So let's see, where do I want it to fade back in today? Because I mean, it seems to be doing it on its own, but I want it to fade out at a certain point. Come back at a certain point. How about here, since I have Ki mode here anyway? Want to sync up everything anyway. Anyway, constant use of the same word, that is a waste. Alright, let's go to the middle here. Or actually, no, let's go here. Have day fade back in. Day fade back in right here. Let's see how that looks. Night, day, day. Then we should have night come in one more time. So we know we want night here, so put a day fade keyframe there. Then where should we have it start fading out? How about here? So let's see how that looks. Day, night. Day, night, day. So 2 days and 2 nights. And that's some storyboarding in a nutshell. I hope that you learned a bit from this. See ya.